welcome back to Gigi's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and this is Ted.
Hello.
And today we are going to be making my spicy prawn rice. As I just mentioned, today my son and I are going to be making a spicy prawn rice for our lunch. So it is lockdown again.
Prawns.
Yeah, he does love prawns.
Yummy.
So it is lockdown again in the UK, and I need quick and easy meals to help us through the day, and this is one of those. So I thought I'd make it for my lunch, our lunch, sorry. And while I was making it, as always, I thought I'd share the recipe with you. So here's how to make our delicious spicy prawn rice. So we've got a large saucepan here, and we're going to put this onto a high heat on the hob, and then
very high. So be careful where you put your hands, guys.
Okay, and then we are going to add some oil to the base of that pan.
Olive oil. You can use any oil, sunflower oil, olive oil.
Yep, any oil you've got in your cupboard, that's fine.
That's fine.
And then we're just gonna.
That's hot.
Yeah, it is. And then we are just going to spread the oil around the base of the pan like so, and I'm going to leave that pan to heat up now. I've got some chopped spring onions here, so I've got one bunch of chopped spring onions, and my pan is now nice and hot.
Ooh,
so I'm going to add, yes, that's right.
MasterChef.
Yeah, I'm going to add these to the base of my pan like so. And then I'm just going to fry these until these start to soften now. So I've been frying those for a couple of minutes now, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a chopped red pepper. So I've sliced the top of the red pepper and I've removed the core and the stalk. And then I've just sliced and diced the flesh. And I'm just going to add this into my saucepan now.
The flesh of a human.
No, the flesh of the
I didn't know.
red pepper.
Red pepper had flesh.
Yeah, that's the flesh there, sweetheart. That's what I call the flesh. And then I'm just going to stir this until this starts to sort of soften now as well. So I've just turned the heat down on this because it was getting a little bit hot in here, and I added a little, bit of water to it as well, so just to get the stuff up from the bottom. And then I'm also going to add one courgette now that's been sliced. So I peeled the courgette and then I just sliced it. I peel it because my husband and son aren't great fans of courgette. So I just peel it so they don't know it's in there. Oh, fine. And then I'm just going to stir this round now until this starts to soften as well. So my son is now going to put in some spices. So he's going to put in a teaspoon of sumac. Just put that down, sweetheart. And then we've got a teaspoon of ground cinnamon going in as well. Well, that's a lot of cinnamon.
Yeah, that's a lot. I love my cinnamon.
And then we've also got a teaspoon of ground ginger as well that's going in. And then we've also got a teaspoon of mild chilli powder as well.
Oh no, don't put loads of chilli.
No, not loads, that's enough.
I'll just do that.
Okay, lovely. Oh, I've just turned the hob off by accident. So I just turn that back on, and I'm just going to fry these round now.
I'll put the lids back on.
Okay, thank you, sweetheart. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my rice as well. So I've washed the rice twice, and I'm just going to put this into the saucepan. And I'm going to fry this until this starts to become sort of see-through and clear. I am using brown rice, I'm not using risotto or white rice. We actually prefer brown rice in this house, we really like brown rice, so I always use it with all of my dishes, but if you wanted to use white rice or risotto rice with this, then you could. So I'm just going to fry these now until this sort of becomes translucent. It's a bit harder to tell.
What does translucent mean?
Clear. It's a bit harder to tell with brown rice and when all the spices are in, but that looks as though it's done.
Back?
That that looks as though it's fine to me. So now I'm going to add in about...
Oh, can I do that?
Oh, I've got to pour it so you can add the tomatoes. About 250 mils of this. So I neglected to mention that I'm actually making this for just my husband and son and myself. So I've halved the ingredients for this recipe. So yeah, so if you're halving them, then obviously you don't need as much stock in this. So I'm just going to add that. And then Ted is going to kindly add the tomatoes for me.
If I can open them.
No, they're open, sweetheart.
Okay, yeah, okay. Just pour it in.
And he's just going to pour those in. Right, and behind you, Ted, is some tamari, which is soya sauce. So that's gluten-free. Yeah, that. Can you pour that in? So we're just putting a tablespoon of soya sauce, gluten-free soya sauce in there as well. And you can put that in as well. And then I am going to go and get some salt and some pepper. So bear with me. I'm just going to add a little pinch of salt. No, let me do that. Do you want to add a pinch of salt? Just a little bit. That's it. Well done. Lovely. So we just add a couple of pinches of salt, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper as well.
Black pepper. You can use any pepper you want.
Yeah. So I'm just going to stir that round, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this back onto a high heat again, and I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to bring it to the boil, and then I'm going to leave it to simmer, but I'll show you that in a moment. So this has come to the boil now, and all I'm going to do is just turn this down to a medium heat on my hob and let this simmer until all of the juices are sucked up into the rice. So the rice has started to soften nicely now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the prawns. So these are cooked prawns, so you only need to add these right at the end just to heat them through a little bit into the rice. If you are using uncooked prawns, then I would add them probably about 2 to 3 minutes before serving it, basically. So I'm just going to add those in, and I'm just going to mix them round. And then the final thing that I've got to add is some kale. You can add spinach, you could add green beans to this if you wanted to as well. I just really like kale, and so I'm just going to add a handful of kale to this as well. And then all I'm going to do is mix those around until the kale starts to wilt, basically, into the mixture. And I'm going to turn the heat off because we don't need that on any longer. And that is our lunch done. So that's how you make our delicious spicy prawn rice. And that recipe I will link in the description box below for you.
Yep.
We're off to enjoy this for our lunch now, as I mentioned earlier. I think Ted's already starting.
I want to eat the prawn.
So for now, that's it from us. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video.
And please also if you like the prawns and if you like this video. And please don't
leave any comments below.
And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. See you all soon. Bye, guys.